You've been doing everything right. You're eating less, you're moving more, and the scale hasn't budged in weeks, maybe months. And the worst part isn't the frustration. It's that quiet voice in the back of your mind telling you that maybe you're just broken. Maybe your body is the exception. Maybe this is just how it's going to be. I need you to stop right there, because that voice is lying to you. And today, I'm going to prove it. What I'm about to share has nothing to do with another diet, another supplement, or another morning routine. This is about understanding what's actually happening inside your body when weight loss stalls, and why most of the advice out there is working directly against your biology. Let's start with the thing almost nobody talks about. Your body doesn't want to lose weight. I know that sounds harsh, but hear me out. Your body is a survival machine, and it has been fine-tuning that survival system for hundreds of thousands of years. When you reduce calories, your body doesn't just shrug and start burning fat. It gets nervous. It starts looking for ways to conserve energy. It slows your metabolism, reduces your body temperature, lowers your spontaneous movement, those little fidgets and shifts you do without thinking, and it increases hunger hormones. All of this happens below your conscious awareness. It's not weakness. It's biology doing exactly what it was designed to do. This process even has a name. Researchers call it metabolic adaptation, and it's the reason why the diet that worked for your friend isn't working for you right now. Your body adapts to whatever you throw at it, and the harder you restrict, the harder your body pushes back. But here's where it gets really interesting. The people who finally crack the weight loss code aren't the ones with the most willpower. They're the ones who stopped fighting their biology and started working with it. And there are a few specific things they do differently. The first one is something called a diet break. Not a cheat day, not a binge weekend. A deliberate, structured period of eating at maintenance calories for 1 to 2 weeks. Studies suggest this can actually help reset some of the hormonal changes that happen during restriction, particularly leptin, which is the hormone most responsible for telling your brain that you have enough energy stored. When leptin drops, everything feels harder. A diet break can bring it back up enough to make the next phase of your journey significantly more effective. The second shift is around protein. Most people who struggle to lose weight are eating far less protein than they think they need. Protein does something remarkable in the body. It requires more energy to digest than carbohydrates or fat. It also preserves muscle mass when you're in a calorie deficit, and muscle is metabolically expensive tissue. The more of it you carry, the more calories you burn at rest. Higher protein intake also tends to reduce appetite in a way that almost nothing else can match. Now, here's the third thing, and this one might actually surprise you. Sleep is probably the most underrated factor in weight loss. When you're chronically short on sleep, your hunger hormones go haywire. Ghrelin, the hormone that makes you feel hungry, goes up. Leptin, the hormone that makes you feel full, goes down. And your brain starts craving high-calorie, high-sugar foods with an intensity that no amount of willpower can consistently override. If you're sleeping 5 or 6 hours a night and wondering why you can't stop thinking about food, you now have your answer. The fourth factor is stress, and I want you to really sit with this one. Chronic stress keeps cortisol levels elevated. Cortisol is useful in short bursts, but when it stays high for extended periods, it encourages fat storage, particularly around the midsection. It also breaks down muscle tissue, which brings us right back to the metabolic problem. If your life is currently a pressure cooker, the most productive thing you might be able to do for your weight loss isn't another workout. It's finding a way to dial down the stress response. Now, I want to talk about movement, because this is where people often make a mistake that costs them a lot of progress. Many people assume that if exercise is good, more exercise is better. So they add another session, then another, and then they wonder why they're exhausted, hungry all the time, and not losing anything. The body responds to exercise stress the same way it responds to calorie restriction, by trying to compensate. A vigorous workout can trigger appetite increases and unconscious reductions in daily movement that effectively cancel out a large portion of what you burned. This doesn't mean stop exercising. It means be smart about it. Resistance training to preserve muscle, moderate cardio, and staying active throughout the day through walking and general movement tends to produce better results than grinding through extreme exercise programs. Everything I've described so far points to one central truth. Weight loss is a hormonal and metabolic challenge far more than it is a math problem. Calories matter, but they're not the whole picture. When you address the underlying biology, the hormones, the sleep, the stress, the muscle mass, the numbers start to move in ways they never did when you were just white-knuckling your way through a calorie deficit. So if you've been blaming yourself, if you've been convinced that you lack discipline or motivation, I want you to let that go right now. The problem was never you. The problem was that nobody handed you the right map. You were navigating with incomplete information, and your body was responding in completely predictable, completely understandable ways. The path forward isn't about restriction and suffering. It's about understanding your body well enough to give it what it needs so it stops fighting you. And when that happens, everything changes. The cravings ease, the energy comes back, and the weight actually starts to move. You're not broken. You never were. You just needed to watch this first.